I have pecan trees, but the nuts have black spots on them and the holes stick to the shells. So some nuts do not mature but turn brown and crusty. What can I do to remedy this problem? And if so, what time of year? Thank you, and this is Kay. All right. So, Elena, we know Mr. D knows all about pecans, right?
Got these trees
yeah, he was down there in Mobile area, so he knows about those pecans. So, what do you say about that, Mr.
I
D?
used to know about pecans. Probably the problem with the black spots is pecan scab.
Okay.
It's the number one fungal disease of pecans, or number one disease of pecans in the southeast United States. And where are you from?
We don't know.
We don't know where she's from.
Don't know where she's from.
Yeah, if she's from Arizona, I'm not sure that it's scab. It's something else. But we have a lot of pecan production in the southeast United States. I'm assuming that that's where she's from, and that's what I know something about. So we're going to talk about scab.
I know you do.
But and that can cause the stick tights. What causes the shell to release from the pecan is when the embryo or the kernel reaches a certain stage and it fills out. And when it reaches a certain stage, it will trigger that shuck to release from the pecan. And when you have a real problem with pecan scab that has black spots all over it, and you got black spots all over the leaves too, that interferes with photosynthesis. And if it's completely covered, that shuck, if it's completely black, it's not gonna mature. Yeah. And the kernel's not gonna mature, and so the shucks, and of course it's no good. Right. It's no good, and so I think scab is probably your problem. Another thing that can cause the shucks to stick to the pecan is hickory shuckworm, but you would see the actual where the, if you separate the shuck from the pecan, you would see where the worm, sometimes you see the worm itself.
I've seen the worm.
And you see where it's been tunneling around, but it's probably scab is your problem.
Right.
And
is there a way to control scab, for the homeowner?
For the homeowner, absolutely nothing unless you can spray that tree. But pecans, if there's a way that you could spray the tree with a hose-in sprayer or something like that, a pecan spray schedule is once every 3 weeks. Oh, okay. I mean, you're not talking about every week, and so it's a lot less applications. So if you can figure out a way to spray it, and the fungicide that's recommended on the homeowner pecan spray guide in Tennessee is Thiomyl. It's a systemic type fungicide, and if you go in with, actually you need to spray at bud break very, very early.
That's early.
Yeah, early in the year, just as the buds are beginning to swell. If you're going to spray, if you've had a problem with phylloxera on pecans, you need to mix an insecticide in with the Thiomyl, and that would be either malathion or merit.
Okay.
And then 14 days later, do the same thing again, and then put it on a 3-week schedule. You're basically talking about 7 applications is all that you're talking about for the whole season. And so if you can figure out a way to use a hose-in sprayer or some way to spray it.
Could it get better on its own, or is it just gonna deteriorate?
Pecan scab, unfortunately, just gets worse. It just gets worse. Now, if you are thinking about planting another tree, there are a lot of pecans out there that are resistant to pecan scab.
Okay.
So the varieties make a big difference.
Right.
And a lot of the older varieties, I mean, Stewart is probably the most popular pecan grown across the country, and it's probably been around since 1925. Stewart was resistant to pecan scab. Pecan scab was a problem back then. Stewart was resistant to pecan scab until the year I was born. 1955.
How about that? Okay.
Is, if you look at resistance, it's got the chart. You look at resistant, 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 and then, or VR, very resistant, very resistant, very resistant. In 1956, Stewart was susceptible.
Oh man.
And so the diseases, they tend to evolve. But right now there are quite a few varieties out there that are resistant to pecan scab. The reason we still have some varieties that are not resistant to pecan scab is because in out in Arizona, out in the west, where a lot of pecans are grown, lower humidity, they have no problem with pecan scab.
Right.
Humidity and fungal diseases,
Yeah.
you know, go well together. But so they still can grow a lot of varieties out there that are susceptible to scab and not have any problems out west. But here, that's the only way you can control them. And I would make sure that I would plant a variety that, if I were planting pecan trees, that's resistant to pecan scab, and hope that it continues to stay resistant.
Right.
Right.
There's no guarantee that
Couple
it will.
different new varieties,
Yeah.
new plants could add to the
Resistant
house.
varieties are important. Yeah. Do your research.
It's
Right.
with
Do your
everything.
research. Right.
So important.
We hope you enjoyed the video. We have hundreds more. To subscribe, just click below.